discovered OS X Yosemite and the window constructions. And if you look at the window title bar, you'll see how the use of translucent materials gives you a sense of place as you scroll your content. We also use the same gorgeous translucent material for the dock. And check out these beautifully crafted new icons. So clean and yet so fundamentally still Mac. We also focused on precise and consistent typography throughout. So from the menus to the window Chrome to application controls, consistent and clear type. To apps like FaceTime, contacts, and reminders. All in all, they come together as a new Today view. So you get an at-a-glance look at your calendar, your reminders, weather, and more. It is a great new interface. So when you click on the magnifying glass up in the toolbar, you get a big field right in the middle of the display. But now, with iCloud Drive, your Mac, in addition to let you work on those within the document, has all of those folders right accessible inside of Finder. And in addition to those apps that are local to your Mac, you can get at content from apps that you don't have on your Mac. So get at contents from iOS documents. But even better, you can store all of your own files of any sort and organize them however you wish with folders and tags, and they're synchronized automatically across all your Macs. And what the heck? We're throwing in Windows 2, technology we call Mail Drop. With Mail Drop, instead of your message bouncing off your recipient's mail server, you can elect to have the attachment sent encrypted and securely via iCloud, separate from the message, and it rendezvous on the receiving end. So next, markup. Have you ever been working on an email message and you realize that if you could just maybe circle something or write something on the message, maybe doodle a little something, you could get your point across so much more clearly? Well, now with markup you can. It burns right back in to your mail message. Next up, Safari. We've, in Yosemite, been able to pack all the power of the Safari UI into this single bar. And that means you have more space for your content. We now have a tab view that gives you a bird's eye glance of all of your tabs. And that's AirDrop, because now AirDrop works between iOS and the Mac, something where we really take it to the next level, and it's called handoff. And so if you want to pick up where you left off on your Mac, on your iPad, well, your iPad is prompting you right in the lower left of the screen. Just swipe up, and you can pick up working on what you're working on your Mac right on your iPad. So now, when you receive a phone call, your Mac gives you caller ID, and you can even accept the call and use your Mac as a speakerphone. It's also a great way to dial the phone. So if you're in contacts and you want to dial a number, you can do it right there. And even on a web page.
iOS 8, but it also has incredible developer features, so you can extend your experience and build apps that you couldn't do before.
Interactive notifications. So now, if you get a message like this, just pull down and you can reply from right where you are. You don't have to leave the app you're in. And this works for all kinds of notifications. If you get a calendar event, for instance, just pull down and respond. And it works on the lock screen. So you can just swipe across on the lock screen, you get those action buttons tapped. Well, now you can also use that same double tap to get at the people you communicate with most frequently. We're bringing a great tab view to iPad as well, with this bird's eye view of all of your tabs. And you want to remember to get back to it, so you're going to mark it unread. We can do that with just a single gesture. And if you want to flag a message, you can just pull across. There's a flag option, but if you pull all the way across, you can delete with just a gesture. Well, now you can. Just swipe that message down, and you have access to the rest of your mail. You can search for apps and find matches of apps that you don't yet have on the App Store. You can search for points of interest and get Wikipedia entries and directions. You can search for news, search for restaurants, songs, not just in your own library, but also on iTunes. And when you search for a movie, you can get results both for theaters nearby, as well as content available for streaming. And when you search inside of Safari, in addition to your great Google search suggestions, You can also get a suggestion at a glance for the answer you're looking for right from Spotlight Suggestions. But underlying it all have been the language models under autocorrect. Well, now, in iOS 8, QuickType supports predictive typing suggestions. So as you type, you get suggestions for the next words you might want to type, and you can tap things out faster than ever before. And it's incredibly smart. So it's context sensitive. For instance, in messages, if someone asks you, do you want to go for dinner or a movie? It's going to suggest dinner or a movie. On your iPad, you can pick up where you left off. On your iPhone, you can set up an instant hotspot with no configuration on your iPad. You can receive your messages on your iPad, and when you receive a call from someone going like this, you can pick it up right on your iPad. It's really great, and that's continuity. So when it comes to group messaging, we have some great enhancements. You can now name your threads. You can add or remove people from a conversation underway. Now, you also can share your location with people in a conversation, and if they've shared their location with you, you can see it from right within inside messages. Tap to talk. You just hold your finger down on the microphone button, and then you can just swipe up with your finger when you're done talking and send what you said. And it's really great for video messaging as well. They're going to be able that when a patient takes, let's say, a blood pressure reading, HealthKit automatically notifies their app, and their app is automatically able to check whether that reading is within that patient's personalized healthcare parameters and thresholds. And if not, it can contact the hospital proactively, notify a doctor, and that doctor can reach back to that patient, providing more timely care. And it works great for kids as well. And not just because they can make purchases on your credit card, but in fact, because when they do make a purchase, they get prompted to ask you for permission. And you automatically get messaged on your device. Bringing together photos with iCloud so that every photo you take are available to you on all of your devices down there at the bottom. I'm going to tap on light, and I get this great smart light meter. Now I can just drag this across like this, and it lightens up the photo really nicely. So I can dial that in just the way I want. But what's happening under the hood is really amazing. You notice that to achieve the lightning effect, it brought brightness and contrast up, exposure and highlights down, and shadows up based on detailed image analysis of what would achieve that effect. Now I could go in and I could manually try to tweak those parameters. I have that level of control, but I don't need to because it does such a great job. Now I also have that control for color. So I can just drive up the color, for instance, bring out the sky and the skin tones. And now look at the difference of what we've been able to achieve before, after. So I'm going to just pull down Notification Center. I have my existing widgets here in my Today view. But you notice in addition to my widgets, down here at the bottom it says one new widget available because I've downloaded an app recently that contains a Notification Center widget. So I'm going to tap Edit, and you notice it's Sports Center. So I can tap the plus next to Sports Center, position it where I want among my widgets in my Today view, tap Done, and now I have information on my favorite sports teams right here inside of Notification Center. Third-party apps can take advantage of Touch ID as well. HomeKit. Now, there are a lot of great home automation devices coming on the market these days, and they have companion apps, things like lights and door locks, webcams, garage doors, and thermostats. Common network protocol that has secure pairing to ensure that only your iPhone can open your garage door or unlock your door. But increasingly, if you look at what goes on in the performance of the game, in addition to what the game wants to accomplish, OpenGL ends up being a thick layer of overhead between the game and the hardware. Well, now we have Metal, and Metal dramatically reduces that overhead, giving the game near bare to the metal access to the power of A7. And now also this year, for the first time on iOS, we're bringing SceneKit. Now, SceneKit is a 3D scene renderer And now it's been enhanced. It's designed for casual games with an integrated physics engine, particle systems, and support for scripted actions. So these are two great solutions for casual games on iOS. So modern, with features like closures, generics, type inference, multiple return types, and namespaces.
Because Swift enables such powerful, interactive, and dynamic programming experiences, it makes it really easy to try out new things. And just by adding a few lines of code, I can enable sprite kits, per pixel collisions, field forces, and lighting effects, getting a much more interesting result.